I have almost like I have a lot of disdain for this lady. I know I won't say as much as John Bolton because I hate him as much as anyone else. But look at this propagandist. I want you to keep an eye on her.
Yeah.
This clip because she is playing a very meticulous role here,
Yeah.
and she knows what she's doing. And I just want to say this because watch her role during this conversation. And so
You've just made some news there. You are essentially telling us that you would consider getting into the 2024 race.
Absolutely. I think to be a presidential candidate, you can't simply say, I support the Constitution. You have to say, I would oppose people who would undercut it. You know, we used to have a thing in the House of Representatives called the House Un-American Affairs Committee. I think when you challenge the Constitution itself the way Trump has done, that is un-American.
Let's stay here for a moment. Just walk me through your thinking. What does your timeline look like? What would cause you to cross into?
What kind of fucking question is that? And I'll tell you, Misty, I might be an asshole, but when I watched this clip, I was like, what the fuck is wrong with her?
She's a robot, dude. Like, seriously,
my
I'm not
God.
trying to be mean. I don't know her. I'm not familiar with her work. I don't watch MSNBC. I honestly don't even know her name. But just look at the way that look at her. There's no independent thought. She is reading what has been given to her by her bosses. She doesn't have a clue in the world. She probably knows nothing about John Bolton or like what he's done.
She has
or,
no idea about anything that's going on.
That's how these people get these jobs. Are you attractive? And will you sit in a chair and read what you're told to read and not question anything?
She's been in media for a long time, and she hasn't aged a bit. I haven't seen her in media, and I'm not dissing her for that. But you guys know that's why she's there. They hire these people that look attractive.
Yeah.
Not intellectually curious.
No, there's a look. Like you have to have specific features. Like there's like the whole trust. Like you have if you have rounded feet, you're more trustworthy. Like there's a whole thing. Like it's very calculated. All of media is incredibly the colors on the set, the outfits that they wear, everything is very calculated. They've studied it all. They understand how it works. They understand how to make people feel things through using different manipulation tactics. Like this is, I know it sounds very conspiratorial, but listen, Noam Chomsky has been telling us about this shit for ages. And I have my problems with Noam Chomsky. Don't come for me. But he's been telling, like, this is like basically a form of mind control. Do you know what I'm saying? They are manufacturing reality. That's what mainstream media is meant to do. They are meant to distract and divide. She is just a cog in the wheel.
So I let it play all the way through. I'll start from the beginning. I remember when I first watched this.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, I was more annoyed with her than I was with John Bolton because I was like, what the fuck? You see, I'll explain more after we finish the clip because you guys see what I'm talking about. We all know John Bolton full of shit. We're going to break that down.
Just watch her.
Watch the whole clip here.
Watch her. Yeah, watch her.
You've just made some news there. You are essentially telling us that you would consider getting into the 2024 race.
Absolutely. I think to be a presidential candidate, you can't simply say, I support the Constitution. You have to say, I would oppose people who would undercut it. You know, we used to have a thing in the House of Representatives called the House Un-American Affairs Committee. I think when you challenge the Constitution itself the way Trump has done, that is un-American.
Let's stay here for a moment. Just walk me through your thinking. What does your timeline look like? What would cause you to cross into saying what you're saying now and actually being a declared candidate for president?
Look, all of the potential candidates know what Trump has said. This is no secret to anybody. I don't see why they aren't saying it right now. I think the voters, the Republican voters, people who choose the Republican nominee, nearly 95% disagree that Donald Trump is more important than the Constitution. I'm afraid there are some who would stick with Trump on this. What does a candidate have to lose by appealing to 95% of the base of the Republican Party? I actually think most Republican elected officials in Washington disagree with Trump on this, but they're intimidated. This is the time where there's strength in numbers. The more people who tell the truth, the easier it is for everybody else.
So what do you have to see that would make you say, now is the moment that I am going to?
She just asked the same question twice
Do
in different words.
you have any other fucking questions?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I'll cut her off. Look, 3 times in a row she asked this.
Now is the moment that I am going to declare my candidacy.
I'd like to see.
She's like, where's your timeline? He answers again.
What would it take to make you actually enter the race? Who gives a fuck?
Do you have another question? Like, it's
why don't you ask him where he stands on what his specific plan to deal with Russia, China, and Iran is? Why don't you ask him what his plan is to deal with any number of issues? There's a whole lot of shit you could be asking about instead of asking the same question 3 different times using different words.
Saying 3 times.
And seriously, if you watch her, everything is very rehearsed. Her, like the nodding of her head, the way she enunciates her words, the way that she leans into him and looks very thoughtful and pensive. Like, that's all of this stuff. They're actors. Like, these are actors. They're not journalists. Like, that's Mehdi Hassan put out something the other day about how Elon Musk won't talk to any journalists. And I'm like, honey, who you think you're talking about?
Yeah.
You're not a journalist. You haven't been for a long time. Like, you are a paid propagandist, my friend.
And that billionaires in general. So here's the ghetto supercut. Let's watch what I'm talking about.
You've just made some news there. You are essentially telling us that you would consider getting into the 2024 race.
Absolutely. I think.
Let's stay here for a moment. Just walk me through your thinking. What does your timeline look like? What would cause you to cross into saying what you're saying now and actually being a declared candidate?
Republican election, but they're intimidated. There's strength in numbers. The easier it is.
Do you have to see
Washington disagree with Trump on this, but they're intimidated. This is the time where there's strength in numbers. The more people who tell the truth, the easier it is for everybody else.
So what do you have to see that would make you say, now is the moment that I am going to declare my candidate?
She's essentially begging him. What? Come on, announce. Are you running for president? Are you running for president? Come on, I want the scoop. Say it on my show.
Yeah.
Either I'm not sure yet. No, come on. When? Give me the timeline, please. Well, come on. Are you running? Are you running? Shut up. Ask a normal question, you fucking robot.
Yeah. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad.
I want to add this as well, and I'll get you back in here as well. Look at the delusion. The delusion that he somehow is going to peel Trump base. Ron DeSantis has the best chance, and even he had an uphill climb. Yeah. John Bolton has the ego where he think he come out of nowhere and win this. And that was my response to him was, I look like the corporate media person, I hope he runs. Because I said, like, he put him on the spotlight.
Yeah, I would love for him to run so that I can publicly call out his war crimes as loud as humanly possible so that we can expose him for, you know what I mean? Like, that's like Mike Pompeo. Run, motherfucker. Let's go.
Go ahead. Give me the content, Bo. Yes, if he runs,
please.
Those segments are coming every week. Like, give us a reason to expose you. And the people
are able to float under the radar. You know what I mean? Because they're not super public, like, and a lot of people on the right will like somebody like Mike Pompeo because they don't really know anything about him or what he's actually responsible for, like the things that he has done. So if you're going to run for president, then all that stuff comes out, all your skeletons come out, and I mean, I will love calling them out on. You guys know. Mike Pompeo literally plotted to murder Julian Assange. You don't think I'm going to follow him around screaming at the top of my lungs for his entire candidacy? Of course I am. And lots of other people will do it too. Like, he is a fucking psychopath. He needs to be exposed. And it would be great if we could start holding these people accountable. Can we do that? Can we just try that for a little bit? See how it goes?
Well said, my friend.